Good evening. Before we start, we'd like to know that everybody has a chair and a meal. So if there's anyone without one, you can let us know at this moment, please. Okay, we're going to start. First of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm sure a lot of people know who I am, but just in case there are a few that don't. I'm Amanda LaPrere, and I'm Vice Principal here at the school and Special Education teacher, and I'm the Master of Ceremonies for the evening. So we welcome you. We hope you have a good evening. And on behalf of the administration and the staff here at the school, I would like to officially welcome our 2002-2003 high school graduates, their parents, and guardians, and all special guests, including Mr. Joe Arruda, Miss Sarah Anderson, Reverend Jan Gall, Sister Gertrude Scott, Sister Doris Welch, and Sister Alice Welch. Miss Ann Bullen, and Miss Shirley Snook. This evening, Piccadilly Central High School very proudly celebrates the accomplishments of 62 of our students who have reached an important milestone in their lives. And at this time, I would like to ask Mr. Ken Downing to come forward and to help us recognize the significance of this day by leading us in grace.
Ask everybody to stand, please. Creator of the universe, you give us this gift of food to nourish us and give us life. Bless this food that you have made and human hands have prepared. May it satisfy our hunger, and in sharing it together, may we come closer to one another. Bless all those gathered here tonight, especially our senior class of 2003, and grant them good health and happiness. Amen.
Excuse me. Hopefully you've enjoyed your meal at this point. I know I have. We're going to ask Miss Lindsay Laney and Mr. Scott Young to go down where the cake is, and so we can have the cutting of the cake.
Why is they gotta put the cake in your bag if you don't come with you? Hurry up. Buddy, look this. What do you say?
Excuse me again. At this point, we're going to ask Miss Kayla Lepore to come forward and to make a toast to the school board.
Ladies and gentlemen, teachers, members of the school board, and fellow graduates, welcome to Senior Prom 2003. I would like to extend a special thanks to our school board for the opportunities we have been given over the years. Having transferred from another school, I am able to appreciate all the things I was offered here that I could not have got anywhere else. In bringing our schools together, the school board has given us a chance to meet people we may not have met otherwise. We were able to benefit from classes we would not have been offered, such as computer technology, advanced math, and music. We were also able to enjoy a wonderful sports facility and extracurricular programs. But most of all, you have given us the gift of an amazing staff of teachers who have become more than just educators. They have become our friends and mentors. And for this, we are truly grateful. So on behalf of all the graduating class of 2003, thank you for new friends, great opportunities, and teachers we will never forget. Our high school years were more enjoyable because of your hard work. Thank you.
I'm willing to bet Ms. Gillis has a wet eye right now. Wet eyes. Don't have time. At this point, we'd like to ask Ms. Sarah Anderson to give a response from the board.
Very much, Kayla. You are so elegant, and here I am with my knees quivering, trying to deal with the fact that I was told I was bringing greetings, Joe Aruda, and not a response. But I was also told, I spoke to my friends this morning, and I was saying to them how I was honored with the fact that I get to speak at the graduation tonight. And they all said to me, Sarah, don't say anything for the love of God, don't give any speeches, no one wants to hear from you. Those were my high school friends, Sarah. So, and I know it's true. You don't want to hear a lot, but at the same time, I think it's necessary to take a moment for you to understand that I think this, and I acknowledge that this is a very, very important evening in all of your lives. You worked 13 years to get here, and congratulations, what an accomplishment. And it's just the beginning of a great many accomplishments. We are very, very proud of you. And if I could wish you anything, I would wish you courage. Courage to treat the rest of your life as an adventure and to go out and pursue it that way and try to make your mark in life. On behalf of the Cormac Trail School Board, congratulations to the administration and staff and the teachers. Congratulations to the parents. And most of all, congratulations to Piccadilly Central High Class 2003.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. At this time, I would like to call on Mr. Mike Merrick, our principal, to give his principal's address.
Before I begin, I have two notes. They're both addressed to Andrew and Tyler, and they're from distance education teachers. Andrew and Tyler do distance education math here at the school. We're proud of your accomplishments this year. Congratulations to you and your classmates. On graduation day, this is a very important milestone for you to reach in your lives. Continue to work hard, always try to do your best, and your life will be rewarded with many blessings. That's from Mrs. Edwina Cashin, who teaches distance ed mathematics. And to Andrew and Tyler, Piccadilly High School, best wishes to you and your classmates on reaching this important milestone in your lives. Good luck in all your future endeavors, from Mr. George Wright, who also teaches distance ed mathematics. So congratulations. Well, good evening, everybody, invited guests, parents, guardians, teachers, and of course, students. As somebody said a few minutes ago, congratulations to the senior class 2003, Piccadilly Central High School. Time flies, and here we are to celebrate Prom 2003 with what now is the 5th senior class of Piccadilly Central High. It's amazing that we are 5 years into this process already since amalgamation. This is certainly a special occasion for us, but it's especially significant for the students and their families. This is a family event. I could summarize what I want to say to the senior class of 2003 with 3 pieces of advice. I would say read books. I would say keep your old friends. And I would say be true to yourself. And I could stop with that brief list of 3 things. But what principal is going to walk away from a captive audience in an open mic? So clearly that's not what I'm going to do. Read books. That's a very simple thought. Read books. In keeping with the Cormac Trails School Board's belief that education is a lifelong process, I urge you to continue to read and to continue to expand your horizons. Yours is a world where the value of education and the ability to adapt to changes cannot be overemphasized. The books you have read in high school will continue to speak to you throughout your lifetime. From Julius Caesar to Animal Farm, from The Old Man and the Sea to The Lord of the Flies, what you've read and studied here, what you've read and studied in high school, in some small way, has helped to shape your values and mold who you are to become. The Brutus of Julius Caesar, for those of you that studied Julius Caesar, and were awake when you studied Julius Caesar, can inspire nobility. And Hemingway's Santiago can inspire pride and courage. And these are certainly traits that we admire in all of our peers. As you will come to realize, learning is a lifelong process. And I encourage you to continue to read and to continue to expand your horizons. With my second point, keep your old friends. As you travel through your world of change and as you expand your horizons, stay grounded with the support of your old friends. One of the beauties of growing up here on the peninsula and going to school here on the peninsula is that your friends will forever connect you to your community. They'll forever connect you to home. If you take the time to look around tonight, if you look around and reflect on the past 13 years, you will see that there have been some constants with you right from the beginning. Many of you started school together, which is one of the first steps on your journey of lifelong education. You have traveled on the bus every morning with the same crew. You've shared laughter, disappointment, your dreams, all with the comfort of what have now become familiar faces of friends, people who've been there with you from the beginning. Friendships made during your school years are friendships for life. You will be amazed years from now, you'll bang into somebody from this group, and how easily you'll slip right back into easy chat. How easily that happens. Most of us over the age of 20, and there's a few of us here, we know that to keep old friends, to stay in touch over time, requires a commitment of energy, of time, and thoughtfulness. Take the time, invest the energy, make the commitment to keep old friends. You have the potential to be a tremendous support to one another. My third point is be true to yourself. While you cannot overestimate the value of true friendship, and you can't overestimate the value of furthering your education, you must also be aware of the need to be true to yourself. Your transition from high school and subsequent journey through all of the new experiences that you're about to have, that's your lifetime journey. And it would be really nice if you could rely on your parents and your friends and your teachers all the time. But you can't learn the valuable lessons of life that way. To achieve independence, there must be a separation from your providers. You must leave the home. You must leave your friendly surroundings. It has to happen. And you will strike out on your own into your world of new experiences. To make your own decisions, And to make them wisely, you have to be free to make your own mistakes and have the opportunity to learn from them. To be sure, you will encounter obstacles on your journey. Because when you see these obstacles as learning potential, as opposed to stumbling blocks, that's when you grow. Make your decisions, live your life, take ownership for your future. Be true to yourself and never lose sight of yourself or your dreams. Whenever we have an event such as tonight's, we take the time to acknowledge the contributions of some of the people who worked really hard to make this possible. And I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize some of the people who have put a lot of energies into your special evening. Mike and Yvonne Jessel, Mrs. Kendall, our secretary, Mrs. Burke, and Mrs. Gillis have put a considerable amount of energy and time, and I believe it was after 2 o'clock last night. Clearly they are deserving of your thanks, and a special thank you goes out to them as well. A special thank you certainly has to go out to Mr. Young, who has had to drive alone for the past little while, as his wife has been here at all hours of the night. I'd like to thank the parents and guardians and special guests for their support and for being here with us tonight as we celebrate Prom 2003. Thank you very much for your energies. I began with a brief summary of three pieces of advice I would give the senior class. I said, read books. I ask you to keep your old friends. And I ask you to be true to yourself. If this is my advice for you, then my wish is that you live happily. Enjoy your evening and good luck with your tomorrows.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I now ask Ms. Courtney Young to come up and give a tribute to parents.
Good evening, class of 2003, faculty and parents. It is with great pleasure that I give a toast to our parents. Where to start? When we were little, we were brought up to respect everyone that we met. We were taught right from wrong and to try our best at everything that we set out to do. A lot of things we didn't do right, and we received our punishments. But we learned. A lot of mistakes were made, mostly by us, of course, but you were always there to mend them and to tell us that we would do better next time. You always supported us when we failed a test or when we broke up with a boyfriend or girlfriend. You cared for us every day by asking how did your day go, never ever expecting us to ask you, our parents, how was your day. But the most important thing that you ever did for us was showing us that you loved us. And I know that sometimes we didn't always see it, but we always knew that you are the main reason why we're all here today, the class of 2003. So to you, our parents, you may not hear this very often, but we love you more than you'll ever know, because without you, we would not be here today. And oh, all of the speeches and lectures you gave us when we did wrong, we were listening, so thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. I now ask Mr. Mike Jessel to give a parent response.
Thank you, Courtney, for those kind words. On behalf of all the parents, I want to congratulate you on reaching this milestone in your lives. It seems like only a few short years ago, we were leaving you at kindergarten door. Now, 12 years later, we are getting ready to let you go on your own. Time sure does pass quickly. As your parents, we are proud of all your accomplishments you have achieved so far and look forward to the many excitements and new challenges and adventures that await you. And as each of you go your own separate ways, just remember that you have the ability to be whatever you want to be. Follow your dreams, and may your lives always be touched with words of encouragement and inspiration. So once again, congratulations to each and every one of you. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jesso. And now, we call on Mr. Andrew Jesso to deliver the valedictorian speech.
Welcome, honored guests, teachers, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow graduates, to Senior Prom 2003. It is an honor and a privilege to be standing before you on this joyous occasion. As I stand before you today, I say it's about time. It is time for us to say our goodbyes and leave this stage of our lives and move on to the next. For some, this is a time to leave home for the first time and hit it on our own. For others, it is a time of sadness, leaving mom and dad for the first time. But whatever the situation, we leave this place as great people. Parents, how could we ever thank you for all your encouragement and support? You've been with us all our lives, and today, as we watch us take the next step into our lives, we are no longer the children we once were, but we leave you as adults. All of your hard work has paid off. Teachers, how could we ever repay you for your continued patience and all the homework you assigned us, but that we never did? You were always there to lend a hand whenever we needed it. You have given us the necessary skills that we needed to become the adults that you see before you today. As we come to the end of our final year at Piccadilly Central High, we look back on how we have changed, the friends we have met, and the good times we have had. We can finally say we made it. Congratulations once again, fellow graduates of 2003. We all have the potential to reach the sky and touch those stairs. All we have to do is believe. Wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. I'd now like to call on Miss Brittany LaCour to give a tribute to her teachers and to all the teachers.
Whether they were teaching us about sharing and coloring inside the lines, or World War I and trigonometry, our teachers have been an important part of our lives for a long time. For the last 4 years, our minds have been challenged, expanded, and nurtured by the teachers of Piccadilly Central High. They've become our mentors, and in many cases, our friends. Without them, we wouldn't be able to write the resumes that will one day help us get the job of our dreams. We would never have learned the ins and outs of morals and ethics, how the digestive system works, or what the Lord of the Flies actually is. Our teachers have helped us tap into the fountains of greatness inside ourselves by challenging and pushing us further than we ever thought we could go. We owe our higher self-drive to their constant pressure for us to produce the best work possible. They made sure we made the positive decisions which helped advance us towards graduation. Because of our teachers, we will be ready to meet many challenges without faltering. And even if we stumble, they've helped us gain the abilities to get back up again. As we graduate, we will be leaving behind a number of teachers, many of whom have had great impact on our lives. We will surely miss the French teacher who shows a genuine interest in her students' lives, the English teacher who entertains with a random outburst of laughter, the social studies teacher with his awful jokes, and every other teacher who's been a part of our lives. Simple gratitude is all we have to offer to these educators who have shaped our minds. They gave to us every day, and even though we sometimes dislike them for their too difficult exams or impossible assignments, we know these teachers have shaped our lives and have given us something that is irreplaceable. We love them, admire them, respect them, and above all, have learned from them. Because they've never given up on us, we have faith in ourselves. Because they have pushed us further than we thought we could go, we have the strength to set higher goals. To the teachers of Piccadilly Central High, thank you. Thank you for your time and your patience, for your effort and dedication, for the invaluable lessons you have taught, and your confidence in our abilities. Thank you for helping us grow as people and shaping our futures. Without your support, none of us would be here today. We will be forever grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. I now call on Mr. John Walsh to give a teacher response.
Thank you, Brittany, for those kind words. I must say I'm pretty amazed how you made all those comments and still kept a straight face. Pretty good. It was only a few short years ago that the students of the class of 2003 entered Piccadilly High School. Most of you got off the bus that first day of school in September 1999, gazed at the school you were about to attend for 4 years, and then lit up the smoke. We're late getting to homeroom and received the first attention. I remember looking at all you guys back then in grade 9 and saying to Mr. Hogan, boy, do we have a work cut out for us. No, seriously, that's not true. I think it was Mr. Ryan I was talking to. But you all persevered to get where you are today. If any of the staff of Piccadilly High School helped you in any small way to get where you are tonight, no thanks are necessary. It's our pleasure. Remember, no thanks are necessary. But if you want to buy a ticket on the next hockey goal, starts Monday. As you continue on with your educational or working lives, give whatever you undertake a 100% effort. There is only one thing that can stop you from reaching any goals you may have set for your future, and that is you. Whatever you choose to do, if you do it to the best of your ability, then whatever the outcome, you can be satisfied. Wherever you go, whatever choices you make along the way, be it near to your home or in some far-off place, remember, there is someone that you cannot see, but that person is watching everything you do, and you may have to answer to them at some time. That's right, you know who I'm talking about. Mrs. Kenny. She may not be here now, but do anything in the future that you're not supposed to do, and you may hear that click, 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 those heels coming down the hall. I wish I had time to say a little something about every student here tonight. God knows some of you deserve it. I won't mention any names at the risk of embarrassing someone, but as you go through life, just think about 3 things. Smile, like Gerard Kelly, who hasn't stopped smiling since I first met him probably back in grade 3. You too, Gerard?
Still smiling.
Smiling. Okay? Walk tall, like Danielle Simon. Who, despite every short joke that I've told ever since grade 9, and there must have been hundreds, still meets me in the corridor and comes at me like she's 6'10". Be proud of your accomplishments, like Kelly Bullock, who I couldn't find, by the way, back here in the silhouettes, because I'm in class I'm just used to seeing the back of her head. But in the computer room the other day, she took immense pride in showing me her computer animation of a car crashing into a barn. Over and over and over. So finally, on behalf of all the teachers at Piccadilly High School, I would like to say congratulations to the class of 2003, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. I now call on Ms. Lindsay Power to give a thank you from the students.
On behalf of myself and my fellow students, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Gillis for making this night possible. For those of you who know her, Ms. Gillis is not your average teacher. This poem explains why. She helps us with our language, she helps us with our lit. She has a lot of patience and never throws a fit. We go to her for wisdom, we go to her for knowledge. We go to her for the marks that'll get us into college. She likes to fool around, she likes to make a joke. She laughs so hard sometimes, we really think she'll choke. But most of all, she's weird. She's even more weird than me. She's not just our teacher, but our friend. Best of best can be. With that said, Ms. Gillis, will you please come up and accept the gift from us?
Now you gotta understand with this gift, Miss Gillis is obsessed with fishing. So we got you this. We got you a tackle box full of hooks and 2 fresh lobster.
I just have one thing to say, and I was told that I had to say this. This night would not be possible without the work of Lindsay. Other calling for Leon to come forward, please.
I'd like to make a special thanks to Lindsay Power for putting all our hard work and long hours in the grad from our graduating class.
Thank you, ladies. We have just a few final thank yous. And obviously we can't, the evening would be amiss if we didn't recognize the work of our community and schools worker, Ms. Shirley Benlaw, who has put a lot of effort into helping Ms. Gillis and the graduates getting ready for this evening. So we thank you, Ms. Benlaw. And she was also great at making all the students who showed up today real busy bees, and they were very helpful, so we thank them as well. And we also have to recognize that we had a lovely meal that was served to us by the Campbell's Creek Recreation Center, which is a group of lovely ladies who came and did a wonderful job, so we thank them for the meal. And then finally, on behalf of the staff, we'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight and for joining us in this celebration. And on behalf of the staff, we also thank Ms. Gillis, because you'd never say there was a graduation happening in this school in the last couple of weeks. She worked very hard, and she was very patient, and she never called for anyone for help. She did it basically all on her own, and we thank her for that, because she was wonderful in trying to bring out the ceremony without bothering her, without asking for a lot of assistance. So we thank her for that work. As we end the more formal part, I'd like to end with a final reflection before we call the Grand March, and we ask you to help in clearing this room, clearing the tables. And this is for the graduates. Graduates, remember, the journey in between what you once were and who you are now becoming is where the dance of life really takes place. That ends our ceremony for this evening. We thank you for coming. We're now going to move into the Grand March, and we ask that you go into the cafeteria. We ask that maybe some men help to clear the tables, and then we'll start with our Grand March. And we wish that you have a pleasant evening. Here we have the lady and tribute
take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
Is a real and constant motion.
I hope you dance.
So long.
I hope
Tell
you
me
dance.
who wants to look back on their youth and wonder where those years have gone.
I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Is a real and constant motion.
I hope you dance.
So long.
I hope
Tell
you
me
dance.
who wants to look back on their youth and
I
wonder
hope
where
you
those years
dance.
have gone. Tell me who wants to look back on their youth and wonder where those years have gone.
Every now and then we find a special friend who never lets us down, who understands it all, reaches out each time we fall. You're the best friend that I've found. I know you can't stay, but part of you will never ever go away. Your heart will stay. I'll make a wish for you. this way. I don't need eyes to see the love you bring to me, no matter where I go. And I know that you'll be there forevermore. All of me, you're everywhere. Always care. I'll make a wish for you and hope it will come true. That life will just be kind to such a gentle mind. If you lose your way, think back on yesterday. Remember me this way. Remember me this way. And I'll be right behind your shoulder, watching you. I'll be standing by your side in all you do, and I won't ever leave as long as you believe. You just believe. I'll make a wish for you and hope it will come true. That life will just be kind to such a gentle mind. And if you lose your way, think back on yesterday. Remember me this way. Remember me this way. Ooh.